plenty of macapps are being released left and right. Out of all of them, here are a few of my favorite ones that are extremely underrated in my opinion. The very first on the list is Atoll, and the app takes advantage of the unused notch, and I highly
Get the app
recommend you to
installed,
check
any
it out.
media that you play will show up on the notch, just like the dynamic guideline. There's also a calendar view. You can see the current day, or you can fast forward in the future or go back. Now, there's also a tray feature where you can drag and drop a file to the notch, and you have two sections. The first one is airdrop, and that basically activates airdrop with that file, and from there you can airdrop that file to another device, or you can have it stored temporarily here like this, and I could go to the documents folder maybe and then drag it back down. It has a built-in Pomodoro timer. Let's say I want to do 0 minutes but 1 second. I can click on start. Then it starts a custom timer. That's also a stats monitorer where you can see the status of your GPU, CPU, and memory. And if you click on that, you can get more details like what are the apps that are currently taking up your memory or your CPU usage. It even shows you a breakdown for memory like app, cache data, wired, and compressed. And for GPU, you have render, compute, video, and other overall percentage as well. The app itself is super customizable. Going through the settings here under general, you can customize the height of the notch, you can extend the cover area, you can enable or disable the haptics. Live activities is what you basically would have on the iOS dynamic island. Right now I have screen recording turned on, so if I hover over here, you can see this little dot right here. This indicates that the screen is recording. Do not disturb, this is basically focus mode. If you have a focus mode turned on, let me just show it to you guys an example like this right here. It would detect it right there. You see the little moon icon in purple, privacy indicator, and this little dot is a part of that as well. It not only indicates that the screen is currently being recorded, but also that accessing the screen, like an app is using the screen actively right now to do something. And privacy indicators also includes microphone as well. You also have media live activity, that is basically the songs that are playing or any other media. That could be a YouTube video, a logo file, or a song from Spotify. And reminder live activity that shows you when your reminder is due, but I don't use Apple reminders, so it doesn't show up here. Appearance, you can show tabs, you can show the settings icon, that's just basic stuff. And another cool thing is the controls. Like if you don't like the default macOS volume controls, you can customize it here. You can choose to show up in the dynamic island like this. This works for both brightness and audio, or you could do a custom OSD, and this reminds me of the volume control on macOS Sequoia and earlier. You also have vertical bars, which I believe the design is quite similar to Samsung's One UI, and also circular. And depending on the type of control that you have chosen, there are of course different settings. There are many other settings that you could go through, but I won't be going through them because I don't want this video to be too long.
There's also a paid alternative like NotchNook, and free alternatives like Borrowing Notch also exists. The next app is called Blip. If you're someone who uses devices of different ecosystems, for example, an iPhone with a Windows PC or an Android with a Mac, then Blip is the perfect app for you. We all know how AirDrop works so well and so consistently across all the devices in the Apple ecosystem. And Blip allows you to have that same experience across all of your devices, including iOS, Android, macOS, Windows, and even Linux, although the Linux version is still work in progress. Blip doesn't care about what device you're using. As long as you have your account signed in, you can share files and even entire folders across your devices and also to other Blip users. Okay, so let's now see Blip in action. So I'm going to transfer this 195 megabyte file from my Mac to the Windows PC. So I'm going to drag and drop it to the menu bar where I have the Blip icon, this account right here, and it shows up. It just showed up on the Windows. I'm going to click on accept, and now it is transferring. So let's wait and see how fast it transfers. And now
the transfer has been completed. And as you can see, it shows that it has completed on both my Mac and also on my Windows PC.
That's because Blip uses your local Wi-Fi connection to share files. So the faster your Wi-Fi is, the faster your transfer speeds are. But what if your devices you're sharing with aren't on the same network? Well, Blip got that covered for you as well. You can also share files to other Blip users, and the reason why Blip is so good and so powerful in my opinion compared to other file transferring apps like LocalSend is because of the seamless integration with the operating system. I don't need to have the app opened at all, and as soon as I share the file to another device, it pops up as a notification, just like AirDrop would, but on both iOS and Android. However, if you prefer an open source alternative, you can check out LocalSend. The next app is extremely useful, especially if you've just started using an app for the first time, but you don't know the shortcuts yet and you want to learn them.
Once you have the app installed, you can specify a hotkey that would activate this keyboard shortcut feature. And the way to activate this is quickly double pressing Shift and then immediately holding the Shift button. So let's do that. And boom, right there, it basically shows you all of the hotkeys and the different keyboard shortcuts that you could use inside of Xcode to perform certain actions. Now let's test it out with another app. I have Visual Studio Code. I'm gonna quickly open up one of my learning projects in Flutter, and I am going to, what about open this one here? Let's open this up and trust the authors. We have a fair comparison. I'm gonna open up a screen and I'm gonna do the same thing here. Double pressing Shift quickly and then holding Shift. And boom, just like in Xcode, this basically showed you all of the keyboard shortcuts and the hotkeys that you can use inside of VS Code to do certain actions. And this works across all different Mac apps. It doesn't need to be Xcode specifically or VS Code specifically. It will work in Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and any other app that has and supports keyboard shortcuts on macOS.
If you're someone who doesn't use Apple Music and is annoyed by the fact that it keeps opening itself every time you connect a pair of Bluetooth earbuds, then NoTunes is perfect for you. It's a simple background utility and it simply prevents Apple Music from opening itself automatically. One of the best features in macOS is Preview that allows you to get a quick glance of a file by just pressing space without needing to open an external app and entirely within the Finder app. But the problem with the built-in preview is that it only works for files and not folders. This is where PeekX comes in, and the thing I love most about this app is you don't even need to have it running in the background. It just installs a quick look extension that provides instant previews of folder contents, including file counts, size statistics, and detailed folder analysis. The last app I'm showing you in this video is Modrinth. Modrinth is well known as a trusted and a reliable place to get mods for Minecraft Java Edition, but did you know that they have their own app?
The Modrinth app. If you open it for the first time, like on the home page, you can jump back in to the single player worlds that you have in your Minecraft instance, or you can discover mod packs and then install it so that you could run it on your own local system. On the side, you can choose your Minecraft account, and of course you could add multiple ones to discover content in a much more categorized way. You could click on this button right here. You have mod packs, but if you would like to browse individual mods, you can click right here. You have the popular mods like Fabric API, Sodium, and Iris shaders, and also browse the resource pack and install them or add them into an instance like Fresh Animations. And you could also do the same for data packs and for shaders as well. Here you have access to the skins here. You can view your own skin. You can add a new one that you create custom by yourself, or you could choose to use one of the default ones, and you could rotate it here, and you also have the ability to select the capes that you want to use. In library, this is where you have all of your Minecraft instances, whether you have created yourself or instances that you have downloaded or copied. And if you like to browse a specific instance, it will show up right here between the two dividers. Plus, this basically allows you to create a new instance from scratch, and it's customizable. You can have the name, the icon, the loader, etc. And you could also import it from another launcher like MultiMC, Ad Launcher, CurseForge, etc.
Alright, that's all that I've got for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more tech videos like this. Until then, take care.